This is Adam King from Aliens Don't Ring Doorbells, and you're listening to Madness to Creation.
Go ahead, say it.
Welcome to the Madness to Creation podcast. This is Maddie. How are you? I apologize for just kind of taking a few days. I've had a lot of things go on in my personal life, and I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. And in the meantime, I'm presenting to you part 2 of our interview with legendary southern rock band Georgia Satellites. This time, Mark Dean out of Manchester, United Kingdom, interviewed Rick Richards of the legendary Georgia Satellites. You obviously know Georgia Satellites from their legendary song, Keep Your Hands to Yourself, and they recently released their Ultimate Georgia Satellites collection, which was the 3 main records that they released while they were on Elektra Records back in the 1980s. And in this interview, they just go through the legacy of the band and everything like that, and you can find Georgia Satellites on all their social medias, and you can also find Mark Dean on Anti-Hero, the Spill magazine, and Madness to Creation. Also find him on Facebook at Mark Dean Media Journalist. And if you type in Mark Dean Media Journalist, make sure that you put a dash in between Mark Dean Media Journalist. And you can also find him on Twitter at DinoJOU. That is DEANOJOU. And coming up, we have a series of podcasts coming up with like the Silk War, Sweet Love, Ego Kill Talent, and so on and so forth. So be on the lookout for those websites. And also, we will be releasing very soon our with the Don's Hit List podcast interview with the legendary Motorhead. And follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Madness to Creation, and follow us on Twitter at MTC Madness. Without further delay, here's Mark Dean's interview with Rick Richards of Georgia Satellites. Take away, Mark and Rick.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Cherry Red Records have brought out a recent box set with the first Georgia Satellites albums. I just wondered if I could take you through each album. Maybe you could share with me some insights and what was going on with the Georgia Satellites at that time. Maybe a little on-the-road stories, some studio stories to illustrate the development of the band through those albums.
Okay. What's your name, mate?
Mark Dean from the UK.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what happened was we were playing around clubs in Atlanta and Southeast, and made some demo tapes. And our friend from England, who was our tour manager at the time, went to see his family and took the tapes over to London and presented them to a label called Making Waves, independent label over there. And they went ahead and pressed it up and put it out. This is an independent EP on their label.
Yeah.
And what happened was it got great reviews in Melody Maker and NME, which blew me away, of course.
Yeah.
But at the time, we'd almost practically split up. It was like nothing was happening. So, with, those great reviews, we decided to give it another go. We put the band back together, played around a bit, and then got some attention from Elektra Records, Warner Brothers, and they decided to use some of the songs that were on the first independent EP, and then record some of the new material, and that became the first record. And the song, actually, the song "Keep Your Hands to Yourself" was on the first record, and it was actually kind of an afterthought, really. That song, we kind of just put it on there for the hell of it, and it turned out to be a hit record. So we didn't know what was happening, But we did, that was the first record. And then around the time we finished touring, we did a lot of touring on that first record. Second record started to come out, kind of an extension of the first record. Actually, it's more of a I would like to put them together and make a double album, but it's not my call on that one, baby.
Right.
So anyway, the second record went good. We had Ian McLagan come in, recorded part of it in Texas, in Austin, and Ronnie Lane was living in at the time as well. So I got to meet Ronnie and having Mac on the record. It was fantastic. So the huge faces then, of course. So the second record went well. We toured more, and no real surprises on it. The third record, Land of Salvation and Sin, we decided to cut in Memphis. And we had a guy named Joe Hardy produce it. We got Ian McLagan back on the keyboards on it. And that's how the succession of those 3 records happened, really.
What was your breakthrough that allowed you to tour Europe? I remember seeing you in Belfast a couple of times over the years.
Oh, my God.
Would that have been the first album?
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah, first and second, and maybe third, but I'm pretty sure at least the first 2. We did a lot of European stuff. That was the first time we'd been over, and it was great. It was we're all such Anglophiles that we were just we're gobsmacked, man. It was so much fun.
Do you remember playing actually a gig in a hotel in Belfast, the Europa Hotel?
Yeah, the Hotel Europa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get there, man. The guy goes, "Welcome to the second most bombed hotel in the world." We went, "What's the first?" He goes, "Oh, that'd be the Beirut Hilton." But that was fun. And then it's so weird, because one year we were there, and there was a pub across the street we used to go to.
Yeah.
And the next year we come back and the pub's gone. It's blown up,
Yeah.
That was serious business back then.
I remember, as I said, going to those Belfast shows. Were you quite surprised that playing the style of music that you did? You seem to have a great following among heavy rock fans. Was that something you were aware of?
Yeah, man, exactly. Well, yeah, we're definitely aware of. We were huge fans of Status Quo, and that kind of showed in some stuff. And I think that kind of some people identified with it because both angles was cool with me.
Yeah. I was looking at these albums. Who made the decision to include cover versions? And do you feel, in hindsight, that was something that maybe harmed the band because you had a hell of a lot of strong material of your own?
Yeah, but we grew up on that stuff, and that was like the inception of the band was based on those songs, or that style of just taking other people's material and bastardizing it, if you will, and like rocking it up. Maybe take a country song and rock it up, and so that's always been a part of our one of our strong points was taking cover songs and doing them. So I have no aversion to doing cover songs if they're good and if they're suitable for the band,
Yeah. Obviously, some cover versions lend themselves to playing live. I just wondered about their actual inclusion on the albums. Maybe they were maybe chosen rather than original material.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up on me. What was that last question, please?
I can certainly see where you're going with, because cover versions can lend themselves to some playing live. But I just wondered what prompted the decision to actually include cover versions on your studio releases.
Yeah, that was a mutual decision by the band and the record label. Mm-hmm. So our A&R people were really keen on including some of those songs because that's when they kept to see us and when we would do showcases, we would do those songs, and it was just part of the act.
I'm looking at the 3 CDs here. You've got a bunch of bonus tracks on each one. I just wondered if that was all that were in the Georgia Satellites archives, or is there some other tunes, maybe some live versions, some different songs that you haven't previously released? Do you still have material?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff out there, but I really don't know who's archiving all that stuff. To tell you the truth, I don't know where they find this stuff, but I'm sure there's plenty of stuff out there.
Your last studio album, 1997, which was a bit of a mix, a bit of a compilation. I just wondered, Georgia Satellites are still going. Do you have any plans to do like a new Georgia Satellites album?
No.
None at all?
No. Not at this point. I mean, we have the new version, which I'm probably, I'm doing all the singing and stuff. That we've been taking it out for a few years now. But I don't really see any, with this pandemic thing going on, it's like I'm just waiting to see a scenario as to what my next move is going to be. But I don't think there's going to be any more satellite stuff.
Yeah. What about yourself? I mean, obviously as an artist, I mean, maybe not satellite stuff, but you're obviously still going to be creating music. Have you got any musical projects on the go at the moment?
No, just been, with the thing over here, the sickness, the evil, the plague.
Yeah.
It's been really slow. So there's nothing going on. I've done a couple of sessions with some local artists. Country stuff was one. One was a country thing. One was a rock and roll thing. But yeah, I'm just waiting it out. I'm playing it by ear. Soon we can get back on the road, maybe, and just I don't know. It's in limbo right now.
Yeah. What about? Has there ever been any calls for a reunion of the Georgia Satellites from the lineup that recorded the first couple of albums?
Nah, man. Nah, that's that genie's out of that bottle, man. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. You're not in touch with the guys anymore, no?
No.
Not
I haven't spoken to any of those cats in a while.
Right, okay. No worries. What's next for you then? Look, moving forward, obviously nobody knows how things are going to pan out in terms of live shows. How do you spend your time these days? Is it still music, or have you got other interests, other things going on?
Well, I'm surrounded by my guitars and shit over here, But other than that, just sitting around playing, keeping limber, That's about it, Nate. Ain't nothing going on here.
I guess it's difficult for you as well, because you've had a long career, and you must really miss playing live in front of an audience and seeing that reaction.
Oh, yeah. You know what the aspect I most miss is the travel.
Really?
That was my thing, man. I did going. I dig traveling, yeah. But the stage thing, sure, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Were you involved in, just returning to this box set, were you actively involved? Were you asked about putting that together, or was that something that was totally out of your hands?
That was out of my hands. And, I heard Mick Brown was putting it together, and I did a blurb on the inner sleeve, some liner notes. But yeah, I'm really happy the way it turned out. I thought it was a great job. I thought he did an excellent job, and I think the added attractions, the extra songs are good. I'm really pleased with that aspect of it.
How do you view that part of your own musical legacy? Obviously, you've done other things with like Izzy Stradlin and different other musical projects, but how do you view those 3 albums? Looking back, is it something that still makes you proud on what you achieved in pretty much a short time?
Yeah, it was a flash in the pan, actually, but it was great fun, and it was getting out there and meeting some great people. I met a lot of my so-called heroes, and it's been that aspect of it's also fun. I mean, playing with Ian McLagan and with Izzy, with Ron Wood and Nicky Hopkins. I mean, those are people that I thought I would. Couldn't be in the same room with. My caliber and their caliber were just too diverse. But man, it was great. Stuff like that I really remember, and I really cherish that kind of stuff.
So certainly, listening to those albums back today, it certainly brought great memories for me personally of not just the songs, but actually seeing you guys live. Because at that time, not many bands were actually playing in Belfast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Good times, Belfast. Had a blast.
That's been brilliant. Rick, it's been good to talk to you. Good luck with
Hey, man. I appreciate you calling. Thanks a lot. If you need anything else, give me a call. If you think of something, anytime.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for chatting to me.
All right, cheers, mate. See ya.
See ya. Bye.